Take a moment and think of your dominant hand. Most of you are right-handed. You open jars with it, you say hello with it, you fight with it. Surprising to you, 90% of the world is right-handed and only 10% is left-handed, and even a smaller percentage is ambidextrous. Is this a random quirk in human biology, or this has a something deeper significance? Join me in this journey as we trace this fascinating history and genetics behind the handedness. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Everything with Dr. James. Today we are going to be dealing with the handedness. Till now, I've been thinking that most of us are right-handed because it is taught to us in schools, it is given by families. And in fact, in today's world, when we go and purchase tools, most of which are suitable for right-handers only. Sad, right? But that is a fact. But there is a deeper genetic meaning to it. Why I am saying this is, if you look at pregnant women's ultrasound, the child inside them, whenever they suck their thumb, most of the time they use only their right thumb, which shows that there is an intrinsic genetic component associated with it. Here comes one of nature's marvel, the lateralization. So if you see, 95% of our right-handers and 75% of our left-handers have their language centers in the brain in their left hemisphere only. This language center in the left hemisphere decides what we talk, what we listen, and how we process it. So our body's brain is divided in such a way that the left half of the brain controls the right half of the body, and the right half of the brain controls the left part of the body. So over thousands of years, as our language skills developed, this left hemisphere of the brain started developing more, eventually taking over the fine motor task. This left hemisphere started functioning more, because of which in our everyday activities also, whenever we wanted to do something, this left hemisphere will take over and it will start using the opposite side of the body, because the left hemisphere controls the right half of the body. Because of which, for many skills, whenever we needed to use our motor skills, the left hemisphere only will act, and that will cause the right hand to move. This is a nature's marvel. Brain-hand relationship offered a clear evolutionary advantage. So in the early years of humans survived by skilled manipulation. They needed to hone their tools, they needed to create sharp spears and throw them on animals for hunting. These were not clumsy or random acts. These were highly precision acts which needed a lot of skill. So it became imperative that the left hemisphere, which is used for complex tasks like producing language and making humans interact with each other, takes over this motor function which is needed for our very survival. So with left hemisphere controlling the right half of the body, for these motor skills, more and more right hands started to be used. These early humans realized that using one hand developed their skill more and more, as by practice they developed the skill to be more dominant than when they were ambidextrous, which eventually led to humans being more right-handed. The evidence for this can be taken from fossils which have shown us that humans were more right-handed, and the tools found during the same time are also more suited for right-handers, which shows that this handedness of nature providing more right-handers is not a stroke of luck or a random fact, but a clear evolutionary advantage which the nature has given us. Once a significant number of individuals started using their right hand, now the phenomenon of social and cultural feedback started. So if somebody, you see a lot of people using the same tool in the early ages with one hand only, it is very imperative that they will also follow suit, thinking that that is only the right method to do. So irrespective of their handedness, they will also start using the right hand only to use the same tool, thinking that that is the correct way to use the tool. Over the years, what happened was the tools were designed in such a way that these tools will be designed for right-handers. Over a millennia, this snowballed. Today, from computer mice to doorknobs to guitar, everything is designed for right-handers. This is one of nature's predisposition. So what about this remaining 10% of left-handers? For them, their dominant hemisphere in the brain is still the left side only, but for some it will be situated in the bilateral hemisphere, and for a very few it will be situated in the right hemisphere. These left-handers have better spatial reasoning and cognitive strength compared to that of the right-handers, and in sports left-handers are very useful because their moves are less predictable than that of the right-handers. Though the world is challenging for left-handers, it shows nature's beauty and adaptability. Ultimately, this handedness is not decided by a single gene or a single environment factor. It is a complex interplay between early development of our brain, early tool use, and a lot of social and cultural feedback. Do like, share, and subscribe me for more interesting videos like this.